Hey YouTube, it's just Brandy and let's talk Love and Hip Hop Miami. So thank goodness that they switched Love and Hip Hop Miami and the Cartel, whatever that show is, because it was so hard for me to stay awake and see Love and Hip Hop Miami, and most of the time I didn't make it. I would fall asleep before it was over. But so with it coming on at 9 o'clock right after Love and Hip Hop New York, I was able to see the episode. So it was a lot of little things going on, a lot of, just here and there. Bobby and Prince got into it. They had a little lovers quarrel or whatever. But who cares about that? Trina was mad because Bobby signed, but she wasn't never showing the boy no love. She wasn't showing him no support. So why you mad, sis? So she said she ain't doing the song with him or whatever. And of course he's mad, but he should be used to it because she just started showing him support after last season when he got popping. But before that, she wasn't ever showing him no love. So it's what you know. Tip finally got mad at Bobby for the first time because he messed up her event. Okay. Kodak Black play cousin. What's his name? Kamikaze. Something with a K. I don't know. Took Joy on a date. An outside date. She said she wanted to go to a classy restaurant. He took her to a barbecue place. I don't care how good the food was. If you was trying to impress her, why would you have her outside eating at the smoky barbecue? Like, who? I done came with a nice dress and now I'm going to smell like smoke. No, sir. And he just don't know how to act right. And he seems mighty young. I just don't understand. But anyway, what's his name? Kamikaze? I don't know. Lord, what else happened? Anyway, to me, the most important part of the episode was at the very end. And it was between Spectacular and his father. Because the episode started with Blue and Spectacular, and they were arguing, having a little Pretty Ricky moment or whatever. And then Blue came and he was crying, telling him that he was real upset that he wasn't his best man in his wedding. And Spectacular was like, you can be the best man. I'm sorry, I didn't know it really bothered you like that or whatever. So they had that moment. He was like, you need to talk to our dad. So he ain't never really acted like no dad or whatever. But he left, okay, I'm gonna talk to him. So at the end of the episode, Spectacular and his dad, they're playing pool. When I tell you, that man is so cold-blooded, just no heart, no feelings. That's one of the people that don't need to have children. He had children because he participated in the act to have children, but he's just not there. You can tell he's not connected to his children. That boy stood there and said, I just want a father. He started crying. That man stood there and said, you need to stop all that. Like, he couldn't even take it upon himself to go wrap his arms around his son and say, I'm sorry. I might have put the business before our relationship, or, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, he took just, all he could see was weakness. When he said, I'm ashamed of you, or I despise you. That's what he said. I despise you. Now, what has this boy done to you for you to despise him? I despise you. And then he said, this is petty. He said, look at your hair. When he said, look at your hair, we don't do that. Like his hair was gay or something. The boy has dreads, and he has his dreads like in ropes. Why is that feminine now all of a sudden? I never knew that. So I have no, I mean, I didn't know the man anyway, but I'm like, I have no respect for you. I understand why your son feel the way he doing. And he gonna be like, if I ain't love you, I would have sued you over the website, because that's all mine. Like his son said, he's all about money. That's it. And then at the end, he gonna try to be like, I do love you, and this is the thing. Just like with small children, you know how they say small children, like the parents can abuse them and do everything, but the kids still just want that love and attention from the parents. Or like if your father don't never come pick you up, but if he call and be like, I'm coming, and they be excited still every time, even though the previous week he said he was coming, he ain't coming, he was crying, he was sad. It's the same thing at the end when he still, when his, like, he still was willing to, after he cried and his father didn't comfort him, after his father called him despicable, he still at the end still just wanted that attention from his father. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, after I would have stood there and cried and been like, I just want a dad, and he called me despicable and he told me to stop crying, and I would have been done. I mean, and then he talking about, you don't even go see my son. I don't even want you around my son. Because if my little son finally scrape his knee, you gonna tell him, like, stop crying, suck it up. Like, we ain't that gangsta over here, okay? So, but I thought that was just crazy to me. I've never seen a parent who has matured, because, you know, it's like by this age, he should be like, you know what, I didn't have all the answers when y'all was coming up. When we was doing Pretty Ricky, I didn't know what I was doing. And maybe I didn't make all the right decisions. And maybe I did put the business first. And it did stop our father-son relationship, or we didn't have the best relationship because I wasn't just focused on that. But he was like, oh no, I was raising a whole bunch of other kids and rah, rah, rah. Like he has every excuse. He's not taking responsibility for his actions. And until he does that, their relationship is always going to be not where it could be, because he needs to just own that. It's not about being right. You can't go back in time and make it right, but you can apologize and acknowledge the situation. And then once you acknowledge the situation, then you can move forward. But it's like, y'all can't move forward until you address what happened in the past. So I don't know. I feel sorry for Spectacular. And I feel sorry for Blue too. I feel like Blue is trying to just see the good in their father and try not to focus on the bad. But I feel sorry for them, because that man is something else. So that's my thoughts on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in my next one.